Hello everyone and welcome to State of the Realm, your weekly Final Fantasy XIV podcast. This week, we challenge our lore master, Ethys, to a game of his very own creation, Eorzivia. But before we can get into embarrassing him and making him look like the idiot for once, I am one of your hosts, Michael, Mr. Happy Poveromo, and joining me, of course, is Slyh, aka Slythefox, aka Slyakagreyfox, aka Slyh Finally Partnered Fox, aka you my boy Blue. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
How you doing? You partnered on Twitch now, fool.
Hey, I know, right?
Holy shit, dude. Yeah, you did it. Started from the bottom, now we're here. All right.
But you really think he's gonna make us look stupid?
He's gonna make. No, we're gonna make him look stupid. Come on, have some faith in us, Slyh.
I have no faith because I feel like
suck,
you even
dude.
said my questions were simple.
You fucking suck. All right, on that note, I'm just turning the music off before we even get through the intro because it was already off volume. And of course, joining us for the challenge as well as Ethys.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, that guy.
Hey guys.
Yeah, we're not even gonna use this the overlay that we use. Like we haven't used the special Eorzivia overlay in a while though, because
it's been a while.
We need to make a new one.
Quite a while. It's been quite a while. So you guys have basically just run out of special guests, obviously.
Well, what? Okay, fine. Fuck you. You're never being on a show again then. I have the power. We already told you you're banned once.
You did. Yeah, that's true.
That's right. When you were making very like Louis C.K. level jokes.
You love Louis C.K.
I love him, but I would not invite him onto State of the Realm because I want to stay on the air.
Would you not invite Louis C.K. on the State of the Realm?
First of all, Louis C.K. on State of the Realm would literally just be some like late 40s, early 50s dude talking about jerking off. Like, so that's no.
True. Yeah. He'd probably accuse you of being a lizard person.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, to be fair, that's all we talk about anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter.
I was about to say.
Yeah, no, I don't talk about it. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. So, I know a lot of people are probably expecting us to talk about the live letter, but these Eorzivia things run on pretty long. So we're actually not going to be talking about the live letter and the changes to the feast until next week. We had patch 3.25 earlier today. If you guys want to comment on it real quick before we get started, or on the live letter itself, if there's anything special you want to talk about, we can before we get started, but we're not going to do like a grand overview. If not, Ethys, you're more than welcome to come back next week unless you want to, open your fucking mouth again.
Jeez, way to put me on the spot. All right. Okay.
All right. I mean, you don't have to. I'm just welcoming you back because I know you made a video about I believe it was on the pictures that they showed of the new 24-man raid was a feature there.
Yeah. I have some thoughts about that. All right. Well, I know what I have to say if I don't want to be on the show next week.
You just say, no, I don't want to be on the show next week.
Oh, is that what I say? I thought I'd say.
Don't do it. Just don't do it. All right, guys, but so you guys know how Eorzivia works. Eorzivia is a game show, and we've had it multiple times on the show, but this week we're doing something a little bit different. Ethys, you're going to be on the spot.
You're in the hot seat.
If you don't do well on this, you have to, your YouTube channel's done, right?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm quitting.
Are we doing game show voices?
So I couldn't. So I'm back in LA. I only have one monitor, and I don't have the game show music on this computer. It's a different computer than the one I usually run the show on. I do luckily have the intro screen, and Ethys has been kind enough to provide me with the script that I'll have to read. Which, holy shit! Why did you take the time to write this? This is a lot.
You told me to.
I know. I regret it.
Someone told me.
And you have to read it in epic fashion like he does.
He doesn't read it in epic fashion. You know how he read it last time? He just said, it's been...
But he makes it epic.
The Boxman voice, right? You have to read it in the Boxman voice.
I cannot get. We will
the
be
one
here
that's
for
like
2 hours
the one that's
alone.
like somewhere between me and a what's his name? The British guy. Anyway, some British guy.
Yeah, some British guy between Australia and some British guy. Way to bring the stereotype up even more. There you go. So Slyh refuses to drop a fat beat for me, so we're gonna have to do this very quietly. So let's see. We're gonna move over to. You know what I can do? We're gonna move over to this glorious image right here, and you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna play the intro music again. What about that? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's do that. And this time it won't be fucking god awful loud. All right, there we go. It does not match this image one bit, but that's fine. All right, let's see. What is this? What is this script? How do I do this? It has been held as one of the most closely guarded secrets of the Calamity. But Tup Samadhi was not the only relic of Archon Levieux recovered from Carteneau. From that historic battle with the Elder Primal, as he transcended from his mortal form and launched into the sky, Louisois Sublugar was blasted into the crater left behind. Having so long cupped his loins without soap or reprieve, his spirit bond with these undergarments was strong, and the quantity of ether they absorbed from the impact of battle was immense. Years later, salvagers discovered the Sublugar glowing bright beneath a pile of feathers and ash, and returned it to the scions of the Seventh Dawn, who have sought ever since for a champion of Eorzian lore worthy to wear the mantle of the Archon. And so they conceived the very great contest of wisdom and wit. And this is Eorzivia!
Hey, 7 out of 10.
7? You?
7.
Listen, your Dragoon's a 7 out of 10, all right?
7.3.
7.3.
Yeah, 7.3 out of 10. There we go. I'm glad that I burned everyone's... You know what I love? People forget that image exists between every episode of Eorzivia, and then we burn their eyes out. Every single time. It's the ether. It's too much ether.
Glorious.
It's too much ether. All right, now I got to turn this music off. I don't even know where it is. Here it is. Didn't match at all, but I wanted music on for that. Like, it had to happen. All right, so you guys know the rules. We're basically going to be taking turns, Slyh and myself, asking at this lore-related questions. He will get whatever amount of points we determined was adequate for the question. I know I came up with some separate point values.
Just whatever arbitrary number of points you feel
well,
like
1 point standard, if it's a standard, answer this question, obviously it's 1 point. But if it's like, it's got bonus, you got bonus points, you got partial credit, things like that, it's
Can I make a stipulation? Have you recorded, so we've taken a lot of questions from the community.
Right.
Have you made note of where those questions are coming from?
I have those questions marked here on my Twitch inbox, actually.
Oh,
I have all of their names written down right here. And by written down, I mean I simply go to my Twitch messages and I scroll through and say, who the fuck asked that? All right, let's see.
All right, good. Because I want to make it clear to everyone that if I'm getting fooled, it's probably not by these two clowns.
Oh, I'll let you know if it's my question. So
one of you
5 of my questions are my questions, and 2 of the questions that the community asked were actually questions that I had also intended to ask, but that they had done. So I'm giving them the credit for the question. Yeah,
that's very generous of you.
I'm being very noble right now.
You're a true gentleman, Mike.
I mean, what can I say, right? And you didn't even do that on purpose. That's the beauty of it, right? Well, because Slyh just got partnered on Twitch these last couple of days, I think it's only fair if we let him go first and determine what the first question will be.
All right, let's do it. My anus is ready. Come on.
Are we talking about the Q&A or are we talking about the post show now? I don't know.
All right. So in the Fisher story, Anselm must present a rogue carp ring to prove his identity. Problem is, fish ate it. What was the fish, the specific fish that ate the ring?
What was the fish? Now you see, you know that I haven't done my Fisher, have you? Don't you? You know that.
Is this gonna already be the first wrong?
I'm at a real crossroads with stuff like this because I'm like, now do I go and spoil it for myself so that I know the story, or do I wait until I do the story myself? I have that problem with a lot of classes. Can you tell me which zone the fish was in? That's even that's not going to help me actually.
I don't think Slyh knows what zone it is because I'm going to assume he didn't go that far into researching his answer.
What was the name of the ring again?
The Rogue Carp ring.
Rogue carp.
Rogue carp ring.
It's in Sea of Clouds.
Right. Was it eaten by a carp?
A fish swallowed it.
A fish.
A fish. There's a name.
I'm going to guess it's a carp. That's my guess.
Okay, so Sly, I'm going to open up the idea. Why don't I give him a tip, and on my questions, you can give him a tip if he needs the help. Because it sounds like he needs it. We are 2 versus 1. It's pretty not fair.
As much as he bends us over.
Okay, but see, he gives us
every
hints.
time he does.
No, he gives us hints every time we ask. If we ask
That's
for a hint,
true.
he does give them.
I don't think it's going to help me in this case.
I know. I think I could give you a hint that could lead you in the right direction
go ahead,
without
Mike,
telling you what it is.
Give him a hint. Give him a hint.
All right. A rogue is often compared with a specific type of animal. This animal is part of the name of the fish.
You see, now I'm thinking like some kind of fox or wolf or no.
Nope.
I'm just gonna guess at this point. I don't know it.
I'll let him say the answer and then I'll explain what the hint was about.
It's a cat killer. It was a high quality cat
Oh,
killer.
okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Cat.
I don't need to explain why the
No, you don't need to explain that.
a fox is another animal a rogue is often compared to, though.
Yeah.
Foxes, cats, generally, those kind of animals it's compared to. All right, so Ethys already 0 for
Cat
1.
killer. Why is it called a cat killer? Is that because it's
See,
big and
this
it's
is I knew this was going to happen. I knew we were going to give him an answer, and he was going to want to know everything about
Everything about it, and I didn't prepare for that.
The cat killer has a whole section of lore. I can pull it up while Sly's in the middle of question number 2, but I got to ask my question first.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So, Ethys, no longer on the spot. Let me get me back on. I'm working with one monitor here, so I'm like very slowly moving between all 3 of our scenes. That's why Sly was on the screen for like a million years. All right, so my question is something that I think you'll actually be able to get, potentially. If you've been doing the new Beast Tribe quests, I feel like this is something you would know. Question. Can you describe the life of a Kangamato, which is the name of the mount, the Vath flying mount, until maturity? And this question comes in from Jimlink.
Okay, so they're basically mosquitoes. They're spawned in water and they spend their larval stage as a sort of small water-dwelling insect.
Yes, that's correct. Outright correct.
Right.
1 point. I have the picture. He actually sent me a picture of the in-game screenshot as his, because that's the thing. When people started asking us questions for you, some of them were asking like, "What do you think will happen in 4.0?" And I was like, "That's
not
that's not trivia."
That's not right or wrong. Fun fact with the Congamano actually. Turn off all of your BGM and everything, and listen really closely, and it actually sort of sings. It sounds like a didgeridoo.
Well, do you need to? You said turn off the BGM. Do you need sound effects turned on though? I'd imagine.
Yeah.
You said turn off everything.
Yeah,
so
everything except for the sound effects. Get on your Congamano, listen to it as it breathes in and out. I'm not sure what it is. I'm trying to work it out, whether it's some like function of the mask, which I suspect, but it almost sounds like a didgeridoo. It's really cool. It's really awesome.
Alrighty then. See, I told you that there were some questions I felt like, because that was actually one of the. Remember when I said there was 2? That was one of them. I was going to ask you that exact question.
It's a great question. That was a really good question.
Yeah, and it was one that you could actually answer, which I had a feeling you would get that one. All right, Sly. I'm actually in the middle of looking up the cat killer thing, but Sly, why don't you hit him with your second question?
Yeah, Ethys, this is going to be kind of an easy one for you. This is a 12 question.
Don't stop premising it that it's going to be easy.
Premise
Because
all
every
the
time I
questions.
say that to you look fucking stupid.
And you don't want us to do that? How?
No, that's a good point. By all means.
Okay. So Menfina.
Menfina. What about Menfina?
God's love. I mean, she's the lover.
Yes.
She's been known to have a quote unquote pet. Who or what was Menfina's loyal hound?
Menfina's loyal hound. Who or what? Now, Menfina is engaged with Ocean, the Wanderer. Would I compare him to a hound? I think I'm gonna have to go with Ocean.
Are you sure?
No, but I'm trying to think of what
Okay, I'll give you. Well,
she's the greater moon.
He said he's going with it. Is
She's
it yes
the greater
or no?
moon. I'm thinking of like wolves, but I'm not sure like what particular kind of wolf. Maybe a dire wolf, something like that. Maybe
God, if I gave you that hint, it would give it away. Should I?
Hey, it's up to you. It's your question. You can give whatever hint you want.
is it Blue Dog?
You were on the right track with the moon thing.
I like how you said, "Is that your final answer?" And he said, "No." I don't think I've ever heard that happen on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
No.
Is that your final answer? No.
I'm gonna go with excuse me. I'm gonna go with some kind of wolf. I'm just gonna roll with that. Go ahead.
Menthina's loyal hound was Dalamud.
Oh, you see, that's another one of those things that like I was talking about this with Mike before. Is like you hear it and then you're like, oh my god, yeah, I've totally talked about that before. Yes, so she's the greater moons. Dalamud was the hound before we had any idea that he had anything to do with Bahamut and Alag. You're right, absolutely.
Now, as a little bonus,
really
I do have the lore behind the cat killer. Now, he said it was in the Sea of Clouds, and that should have been a big hint as to the name. It actually uses its long whip-like dorsal fin to impale Galacats who fly too close to the water's surface. So they what's it called? They Steve Irwin Galacats basically every time they fly over.
Hey, too soon.
They actually used to be called Galacat killers, but it was too long of a name basically, so they just shortened it.
You see, that's what I was thinking when you said cat killer.
Yeah.
Like that. That's good. How the fuck did I not think Dalamud? I even said it, the moon.
He's so upset.
No idea.
This is another question, this next one that came in, that was one that I basically wanted to ask, but somebody else ended up doing it. I have the name somewhere right here. But let me ask the question first before I give credit who asked. So, the Encyclopedia Eorzivia recommends a squeeze of sun lemon to loosen the stony grip of this annoying creature from the bottom of your shoe. Name that creature.
Squeeze of a lemon.
Now, to be fair, my version of the question was actually going to tell you the name of the creature and ask you what you needed to use to get it off. This one's the other way around. So I decided to go with this one.
Squeeze of a lemon. Remove a creature from the bottom of your shoe.
And this comes from Prompto P.
Now, I'm going to guess that this is a minion tooltip.
Yes, that will be your... Yes, it is. You are very correct.
Is it the little pudding?
I need a name. I need an exact name because there's some it could be. There's more than one it could be.
You need an exact name of the pudding.
It's not a very difficult name. It doesn't have a special name. Like it's not like fucking Yagiri.
No, I know that. Yeah, I don't know the name of the pudding minion. It's like little pudding.
Okay, when you say pudding.
Yeah, I mean like the void sent green little pudding thing.
That's your final answer?
Yeah.
Incorrect. It was the slime puddle. In the right direction, but it was the other type of slime.
I'm not going to argue on a technicality, but
it's not the void scent. That's why I asked. When you said a pudding flans, that's its own archetype of enemies versus slime puddles.
Right.
These are more like the slimes you would run into. I can't think of a dungeon that has.
Well, the difference is I can actually tell you the difference here between the void.
One's the void scent, one's.
The non-void scent ones are actually like the proto goo that the Alligans use for their cloning. Is that they have this sort of bit of goo that's just like random ether, and they put it in a vat and they grow a shabdi or whatever. And if something goes wrong, then you end up with these slime puddles.
It's fucked up that he knows all the details about the slime puddle, but doesn't know this. Like I feel bad not giving him points. Because he educates us after the fact.
Partial credit for for the
the definition.
family?
I feel bad not giving you partial because you know everything about the fucking slime, but you don't know that it needs fucking lemon drop. Like fucking
Well, I knew that. Like, I'm thinking about it logically. Something stuck to your foot. What's going to be stuck to your foot? It's going to be pudding. It's going to be a slime. I'm sure you probably use a wedge on either of them.
Yeah, I mean that's why I was gonna ask you. I was gonna tell you the slime puddle was able to be removed and make you guess the lemon. But
That would
I
have
like.
been a more difficult question, actually.
Yeah, I think so. That's why I went with this one because I was like, I think that's a little too specific.
No, you're good.
All right,
Let's keep it rolling. Come on, Sly.
all right, Sly, you're up next, dude. Hit him with one.
All right. So, Ethys, you remember the lightning round you gave me? It wasn't that bad. Where we did the whole race and sub race thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna take.
He is
that
gonna
one.
get this one.
He's
so
gonna
bad.
get. Yeah, he'll get it. Lady Amandine. What was
Lady
her,
Amandine.
What was her race, sub race, and her class?
She's a dusk white.
Okay.
She's a thaumaturge.
I knew he had that one. Do you know why I know? Because he fucking used that as an example to you when he was explaining race and sub race.
Also, because I did a very lengthy video on Amandine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Very lengthy. He handed. I mean, it's about time. I gave you one. Now you got one from him.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you know what we should have done? I should have made it so whoever gets like which one of us stumps him the most wins, as opposed to him winning. But I want Ethys to win for once.
If that's the case, I'm winning right now.
No.
All right, let's
I haven't asked
yeah.
I haven't asked my third question.
Okay.
If
Go
I
ahead.
don't get a pass, then whoever stumps me the most wins.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So my third question comes from, I believe it comes from Prompto as well. Yes, it does. Prompto even gave me sources, like exact sources too. He was very thorough. I asked for them. So his question is, Tharl Kosh is an ancient structure consumed by crystal where, presumably, an entity that rivaled the 7 great worms laid down its life. What does this structure's name mean? What does Tharl Kosh stand for?
Oh, that's cruel.
I'll give you a hint.
It
is
where it is. I know where it is. It's in the Churning Mist. It's where the Darkscale fate is, and
Yes.
Darkscale tries to draw upon the over-aspected ether there.
keep in mind that's a very crucial piece of the answer. And I will tell you, Tharl, and Kosh are each one word in Dravanian. So it is a 3-word answer, yeah.
Yeah, I know that. And I was looking at the Dragonspeak dictionary recently. So it's in the Churning Mists. You're talking about the what is it? The sightseeing log for it mentions that something laid down its life there.
This is This is Heavensward Sightseeing Log 17.
Yeah. And I don't think anyone's been able to discern yet what that creature was.
But that's not the question.
No, that's not the question. Thal Kash, one of those is dark. Dark.
Which word is dark?
Thal.
Okay. I'll wait for your final answer.
Thal Kash. I can't give you word for word, but I think it's going to be something like where the dark lay down or something like that.
It is Crystal from Remorse.
Crystal from Remorse. Okay.
And in that order, Tharl is Crystal, is From, and Kosh is Remorse.
Okay. That's another really good question because I'm not fluent in Dragon Speak.
That's a very good question in general because it also brings up that entity we know nothing about.
Yeah. So anyone who's interested in Dragon Speak, there is a really good post on the lore forums that Koji Fox has made, where he's actually listed every single known Dragon Speak word to peoples of our age. So if you're into the lore and RP and trying to work out place names, then go and check that out. That's a really, really useful resource and one that I use.
And in the case of Tharl Kosh, read Sightseeing Log 17 from Heavensward.
Yes, do that. Do we have any theories as to who or what that might be?
I have a feeling we'll find out as part of the Void Ark story, strangely. I have a feeling that creature has something to do with the bond or the path between our world and theirs. Just because it's all over aspected crystal. It's also likely part of an old creature that was, because all that stuff wasn't always in the sky. It kind of like was risen there.
It's definitely umbral aspected crystal.
Right. It's something from one of the it's something that probably brought upon one of the umbral eras, ultimately. That is my working theory, that whatever that creature is, that was its means of trying to stop an umbral era from occurring. And obviously it didn't succeed, but that would be my working theory. All right, Sly now. Let's see what Sly's got. Ooh, what's this next one? Ooh, I like this one. Very simple, but interesting answer.
What year was the Garlean Empire founded?
What year was the Garlean Empire founded? Okay, let me think of this one. Now, the emperor was in his 80s when he died. 1520... 15... I'm going to go with 1522.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
You missed it by 1521.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
So, like, you should have thought about.
You said 1520, and I was like, no.
Are you
no
fucking
fucking way. No fucking way.
That was pretty close.
That was really fucking close. Oh, God.
Yeah, you can have my 2 points right there.
There's his 1521. Count that to 1521. That was a good one. It's such a simple question with such like just a matter of educated answers. That was interesting. I was surprised you got there by
dates and
backwards.
Names. Dates and names. Don't ask me facts. Ask me dates and names.
But those names are factually those names.
Yeah. If you told me,
you're probably not going to like this next question.
Now, if you said something like which significant dates of Heidelin history happened in 1521, I would have thought, oh, that's got to be the founding of the Garlean Empire. But no, you asked me for the fucking number. All right, keep going. Soul levels rising. This is good. I feel like this is a sort of empathetic education for me.
Empathetic education. That is an interesting term. I'm trying to find the name of who actually asked this one. I think it's this one right here. Yes, it is. Okay. So this question comes in from Karn Salander. And it is, when you go to the Goblet, which is the housing area in Ul'dah, the area isn't named that. It actually has a different name. What is the actual name of the area known as the Goblet? I'll give you a hint. It's 2 words. And it's not the Goblet.
Now, my FC house is in the Goblet. No, I don't know. Pass.
Goblet, and I don't know how to pronounce this. It's B-U-T-T-E. I don't want to call it Goblet Butt.
B-U-T-T-E. That is Goblet Butt.
It is Goblet Butt. It's called the Goblet Butt.
Which means the goblet.
So it means goblet. So
it's called. It's no. I mean it's called the goblet.
Does butt mean goblet? I mean the. Does butt mean the?
Yeah, forget it. Don't worry.
Butt means fine. The?
I think so.
What does butt mean?
Hang on. Let me look this up.
Look up butts.
Okay. An isolated hill with steep sides. So it's a plateau. Goblet Plateau is what it is.
There you go. I was going to say the goblet. There's no way that
you're saying that the name isn't the goblet, and yet it kind of is.
That's the area name. I asked for the area name.
Yeah. All right. Well, the area name is Goblet Butt or Goblet Plateau.
Goblet Plateau. And because it sits on a plateau, it makes perfect sense.
Is it? It's like a plateau, but then it's like the...
But then they fucking shaped it.
The goblet of the plateau. So, right. I mean, I think it means like the plateau looks like a goblet.
Pretty much.
Okay,
There you go.
That's a good question. A little misleading, but a good question.
It was there to trick you.
I was expecting the word goblet to be in there.
I know, it's like when someone asks you the definition and they use the word and you're like, you can't fucking do that. It's like, I just did.
You can't fucking watch me, man.
All right, Sly, hit him with your next question. He's only got one from each of us so far.
So summoners and black mages know about the 5 brothers who lead the Thaumaturge Guild. But how did they become leaders of the guild, and who was the previous leader?
So the previous leader was I can't remember his name. Shit.
Get through the story first and then go back to the names.
Yeah.
They were all priests of the ossuary and the sacrarium, I believe. Right?
Okay.
Previous leader was that crazy black mage dude that they've had imprisoned for the last century. And they put him away because they thought that he was trying to basically destroy everything. He was sort of framed for some kind of awful void sent thing.
Now keep in mind the question was, how did they become the leaders? You said what they were, but how did they become the leaders?
Well, they basically just committed a coup, didn't they? They basically just overthrew him and sort of instated themselves. And then they built the what's the name of the Thaumaturge Guild? Is it it's the ossuary?
It's the ossuary, yeah.
It's when they built the ossuary. That's my guess, anyway. I think it's going to be close-ish.
I'll give you half credit.
All right. Tell me the story.
Do you remember the Tales of Calamity story 907?
Yes.
So it was the 5 brothers, along with Pippin and Papashan, who Nanimo recruited because there was a riot essentially in Ul'dah.
Yeah.
And the current leader of the Thaumaturge Guild, Mumuemo, who you know from Halatali Hard.
Yeah.
He was basically corrupt, as you said. And he was part of the riot. So at the time, people were just looting the streets and everything, and people and the actual Thaumaturge, the members of the guild were trying to get back, and Mumuemo was just telling anyone to kill anybody who gets close to the ossuary.
Right.
So days later, after like the whole riot was quelled, Nanamo had Mumuemo stripped of his title and privileges and then incarcerated. And then she made the brothers the leaders of the guild.
Right. But they helped her.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. I got you.
Yeah.
See,
so it wasn't so much a coup as much as it was they were in assistance, but that was still how they ascended to be leaders.
Yeah.
All right, half credit. You got 1.5 from Sly. You got 1 from me. Doing all right so far. I feel like I could have actually made it. You have to score higher than us. Let's see. So now this next one is part of the Alexander Midas story.
Mm-hmm.
So all the text has been there, and I know you've read it over. So I'm thinking you'll actually know this one. Question number 5 from me. What is the calculated margin of error for the future readings of the Enigma Codex that was reported to Quick Thinks All Thoughts in the final cutscene for Alexander Midas? And I'm looking for who actually asked that question while you think of the answer.
I think it was 99.8.
Well, no, what's the margin of error?
0.2. It's either 0.2 or 0.02.
Is that your final answer?
Now, were we making a 0.3 joke?
I asked if that was your final answer.
Yeah, I'm going to go with 0.02. It
was 0.03.
All right. Yep. We were making a joke.
Yeah, I was like, shit, don't let him figure out. Don't let him figure out that it is a fucking 0.03 joke and say it out loud. Please, I do not trust Sly.
See, okay, here's what I was thinking in my head is that we were talking about that last time, and we were saying 0.02, and then you made the joke of, oh, isn't it 0.03? But my memory is not what it used to be.
Yeah, I'm trying to find who that question came from, because that was
that's
another
an awesome question. I like that.
I mean, that's a pretty important aspect, because I have a feeling we're going to be playing on that percentage.
Oh,
pretty
definitely.
fucking close.
Definitely.
They're going to be like, there's no way.
Again, you're asking me for numbers and names.
I'm asking you for text from a cutscene.
Yeah.
That I know you've watched.
Yeah.
More specifically.
Yeah.
And it's not like there was a lot of text in that cutscene.
No, it's true. But again, give it to me the other way around and give me the number 99.07. I think I would have figured it out.
99.07?
99.97, I should say. Yeah.
There we go. I can't find who that's from. I'll get back to that, because that wasn't one of mine, but I can't find who it actually came from. Actually, I think it is right here. Yes, it is Python 1000.
Python 1000. You did!
All right. Sly, you're up next.
So in the botanist quest, when you get to 50, and you get to 50 and you first reach Ishgard, you're greeted by a certain reporter named Muji Murala. What was the name of the paper she worked for?
I was about to say, you're going to ask me another fucking name when we get to Ishgard. Is it an Ishgard paper? Can I ask you that?
It is.
I was going to say, I didn't trust that Sly actually knew that.
I have no idea what the name of the Ishgardian paper is. The Fury something.
Does it have the answer?
Is that your final?
My final answer, I'm going for the half point. Has it got the word Fury in it?
No.
Oh, what is it?
Not even close.
No.
All right, what is it?
He said is his final answer. What the fuck are you waiting for?
The Raven.
The Raven. Is that an Ishgardian
I don't think
paper?
that is. I'm pretty sure
that's an Ishgardian paper.
I'm pretty sure that the Raven is actually the rival paper of
the Mithril.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not an Ishgardian paper.
Let's find out. To Google.
Fucking lied to me.
If he lied to you, I say you get a point.
I agree.
All right, the Raven. You can hear us fucking typing for it. Oh man. The Raven is one of Eorzia's it's published in Gridania.
Yeah, fuck you.
Point. All right.
Most commonly
Fucking
deals with
lying to
issues
me.
that arise in or directly affect the Black Shroud.
Because you see, the only ones that I know off the top of my head are the Raven and the Mithril, and I'm assuming that there's like an Ishgardian paper that I haven't heard of before. Is there?
I don't know.
Look
Now
at that.
see that now we've opened a whole new door for Ethys.
Yeah.
Ishgardian.
Well, keep in mind that the Raven itself never appears, doesn't appear in the game until you meet this person in Ishgard. It had only appeared on the lodestone.
Yeah.
With articles for things like seasonal events.
Yes, and a lot of that was from 1.0. The
Right.
1.0 sort of promo articles for events were often from the Raven. Yeah, I don't think there is a Ishgardian paper as far as I know. Anyway, not important.
I'm also pretty sure that
that's a good question. Just when you're submitting a question, maybe add some background details.
Yes, and another thing, the Raven is one of the 3 papers that commented on Lightning's appearance when the Lightning event was going on. A mysterious person had appeared.
What was the third? What's the Uldan one?
I
I
don't
don't know.
So you should ask me that. Anyway,
But see, this is a learning experience.
yeah.
Now I actually have something that is not a name and is not a number.
Good.
Good. This is one of my own questions.
Okay.
Several new buildings have been popping up in Idleshire since patch 3.2. What purpose is it created to serve? Now, I'll also give you a bonus if you can state the relevance that this location can possibly have for the future.
The northernmost building.
There are NPCs around it that tell you what the building is being built for.
It's where is it Slow Mix? The one that gives us our
Yes, it is that building.
It's some sort of furnace or materia making sort of construction. It's like those big sort of goblin furnace things that we see around from time to time.
I'll give you a half point for that.
Okay.
The building is specifically being built as a goblin workshop to create as the one NPC calls Wizzy Pops.
Okay.
Now, these are specifically weapons. Yeah, it's specifically for weapons to fight the Illuminati. I wasn't looking for that, but I'm giving you some more details on it. They seem uncertain that they'll actually use it for that intended purpose, though, because they don't really want to make weapons.
Right. So Wizzy Pops are their muskets, is what they call their muskets.
Right.
So it's obviously going to be for musket and bomb making. They're actually trading muskets with the Vath.
Yes, that is part of the quest. That is part of the quest line. But they have not yet finished the workshop in Idleshire to actually mass produce Wizzy Pops. Now, the bonus question was, what purpose will this building likely serve in the future?
What purpose will it likely serve? I'd say it's where we're going to find these sort of artisans collected rather than being scattered all around the place.
Mike, how meta are you going with this?
I'm going functionality within the game.
That's what I'm going to guess. I think it's where we're going to find the sort of traders and artisans among the goblin community.
I'll take it. I'll give you the other half of the point for that. Specifically, it's likely likely the hub for the Goblin Beast Tribe quests that have been mentioned.
Okay. All right.
So that is where the artisans and the traders would be if we were doing quests.
Cool.
Basically. So you get a full point, half from each, just because they didn't specifically say what they were trying to create with it, which was the Wizzy Pops.
All right. Cool.
So, I just recently got my Adamantoise from the Gold Saucer. And his name is Sonic, and he's awesome.
Of course, his name's fucking Sonic.
Sonic's a hedgehog, you idiot.
But he's so fast.
And Sonic doesn't spin around. He doesn't spin in a circle like this on the ground. He spins like
He's
this.
so fast, though. He's fast.
He's the same speed as every other... never mind.
He's a fast turtle in comparison to...
All right, turtle question. Let's hear it. What's the turtle question?
What is the Adamantoise's native land?
The Adamantoise's native land is Thavnir.
Hey! Easy one.
Yeah.
Hey! Are there any other fun facts you'd like to tell us about that Adamantoise?
About that Adamantoise?
It's literally, do you want to recite the fucking minion log? That's all we know about.
That's all it's from.
The Mount log.
It's bullshit is what it is. I'm like, how are they going to explain how it flies? They're just going to say it was fucking magic? No, they didn't say it was
it's
thaumaturgy.
I didn't know thaumaturgy is what made Gamera, but alright, if that's what they want. Alright, so I hate to do this, but I have another one that's a number. But it is a very simple one. If you do not get this, I will be surprised. It is about the Sky Watchers of Eorzivia.
Mm-hmm.
Sky Watchers, when you request a forecast from them, they will give you a forecast equal to 1 Eorzian day ahead of where you currently are.
Mm-hmm.
How many different forecasts do they give you within this Eorzian day?
Now, I think they're 4-hour forecasts, aren't they?
I'm not telling you anything. You give me one answer and say this is the number of forecasts.
6.
That's your final answer?
Yeah.
You had it. No.
We're saying 1 Eorzian day is 24.
1 Eorzian day is 24 Eorzian hours, and the weather changes at 8 a.m.,
right,
4 p.m., and midnight.
Right, so it's 6 hours. Okay.
Well, it's 8 hours, because 8 times 3 is 24, you idiot.
Yeah, 8
and
hours.
on top of that, they tell you what the current weather is. for the current weather, the weather for the next weather block, the weather for the weather block following, and the weather for the same time tomorrow.
Okay. So it's 8 hours, not 4.
Right.
That's another good question.
Now, a fun point is this is actually very relevant when looking for the S-rank Literanae, who only spawns when it rains twice in a row.
Don't you just love those hunts?
That's when it's anytime you're looking for weather relevant.
That's South Shroud.
That is central. South Shroud is Mind Flayer.
Oh, of course. Yep.
The one that everyone has killed like a million fucking times, while later in that everyone just sits around waiting for it to rain like an idiot.
Oh, we're gonna be doing hunts again now.
Woo! Esoterics!
Yay!
Yay! I'm gonna do the feast instead.
I get you do both. There's a place in Kurthis Western called, and I'm not sure if I'm saying this right, Gorgagna Mills, named after Sir Gorgagna.
Yes.
Who was Sir Gorgagna, and what made him build the mills?
So he was a knight. He watched someone die. Hands of Dragons. I think it might have been his son. And he got super disenchanted, so he went to like botany and built this little village and set up this mill, which obviously since the calamity, froze the highlands and destroyed all the trees, has been abandoned.
Nice job. I'll throw in an extra point if you can tell me which house he served under.
Which house he served under? Is it the house you'd expect him to be serving under, living in the Western Highlands?
Answer the question.
Durandare.
Extra point.
Hey!
There you go. See, he does the explanation questions really well. He does the explanation questions very, very well.
It's just that's
that's the way my memory works, is that numbers and names are just...
Yeah.
Well, this next one is going to be pretty odd because this is a detail I think you will have missed. I don't know if you've paid much attention to this area since the recent patches. In the Wolves' Den Pier,
okay,
there's a new group of 4 NPCs supposedly participating in the feast. What are their jobs?
Now they're close to the Aetheryte.
They're just to the left of it, just outside the door into the actual ship.
Yeah, and they're standing around and they're having some sort of conversation.
And by the way, the bonus will be will be identifying that conversation. I'll get more specific after you give me the first answer.
Well, you want me to tell you what the conversation is?
No, eventually I will. That'll be a bonus question. But first, I want to know what jobs they are.
Now, are they jobs or are they just classes?
They are jobs.
Okay,
and that is very actually vital to the second half of the bonus.
I'm pretty sure there's definitely not a dragoon. There's a white mage. There's
correct
a warrior. No, it's not a warrior. It's a white mage. There's a paladin. There's a black mage and a bard.
I'll give you 3/4 a point. The last job was a monk. You can't have a black mage and a bard in a feast group.
Of course not.
Yeah, that was going to be my hint if you had trouble figuring it out, that they do indeed follow the required 4-person party composition. And
as for what the conversation is, I have no idea.
They are now. I actually wanted to give you a specific hint towards the bonus question. What job are 2 of their members speaking about regarding a recent team they encountered? Since it was all jobs for part A, I figured I'd make it the actual answer for the bonus also the job.
Summoner?
Close. Scholar.
Fuck.
And basically, the paladin is talking about how the scholar was meleeing him with his book.
Oh, right. Classic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the healer goes, well, it was a scholar.
Fucking
all right. That was one of my questions as well.
That's a good question. I noticed that they were new and I was like, oh, Oh, that's cool. But it's
That's
not
what I did. I
you
noticed they
dwell
were
on,
new,
you're
so
just
I was like,
oh,
I
cool.
wonder if you can speak to one of them specifically, and they'll talk to you a little bit about the thrill, how excited they get with the feast. They're like, sometimes you want to go on adventure,
Yes.
but
and
I just nothing like the
fuck up your
feast for
friends.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, I do remember having that conversation.
Yes. Okay. All right, Sly, you're up next.
This next one, another fishing question because I love fishing.
For fuck's sake. All right. Full disclosure, my fisher's level is 11. All right.
For his favorite Final Fantasy, clearly.
Boring.
Yeah.
It's boring.
Wow. Also speaking about his favorite Final Fantasy.
But I haven't done fishing in a while because I've always missed my fish. But either way, there's an interesting fish that holds a massive amount of wind-aspected ether within its body. What fish is it?
You want the name of the fish?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now I know there's a tooltip making jokes about this fish being like a fighting fish.
Keep going.
Okay.
I think I'm going to guess it's in the South Shroud. I don't know why. I've got a feeling. No, I don't know. No.
All right, you know what? I'm going to give you a hint. Wind aspected.
Wind aspect.
Should be a very clear tip.
Is it a flying fish?
Keep going.
Is it a... don't know its name. No, you can't give me that. That's a flying fish.
Okay, so the term, the fact that it's wind aspected, it's a flying fish. It can only get to a place.
Do you want me to tell you where it is? It's in the Sea of Clouds.
No.
Okay. Then it's in the Churning Mists.
No.
Then I've got... no, you can't give that to me. We're not talking about the Proto-Hropkin, are we?
No.
Okay.
That's in the Azlaw.
Yeah, it is in Slyh. No, I don't know. You got me.
The retribution staff that's in the diadem.
Retribution staff.
Used for the steam staff food.
Right. Why is it called retribution?
Let's find out.
Let's
What's
put it
the-
together.
What's the text for it?
Retribution staff, Final Fantasy 14. Specifically, I go to Gamer Escape for these because they always include the text.
They do tend to.
Another thing that said is that they've been known to cause storms.
Been known to cause storms.
Well, okay, more specifically, also known as Garuda's staff by Sky Pirate fishers, this large fish is rumored to be the cause of shifts in thermal currents due to the massive amounts of wind-aspected ether harbored within its body.
Oh, okay. So you get a bunch of them together and they actually cause like a mini weather event.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
That is why they are in the diadem. They are the cause of certain weather events.
Right. That's exciting. I like that. That's a good question. That's a really good question.
I like how you keep saying you don't like names, and then you're like, that's a good question.
Well, they're good questions, but they're just not ones that I...
And like I said, I buy fucking Steam staff all the time, and it's interesting to read the lore about that specific fucking fish. I didn't know it until I actually read about it. I was like,
yeah, absolutely. Now, what Steam staff, does that give you?
Critical hit rate 40.
Yes.
Skill speed.
Skill speed. I was about to say it's either going to give you, because it's wind aspected, it's either going to give you skill speed or spell speed, right? That makes sense.
Right.
I like that. That's really cool. All right, next question.
Next question. In Azazlaw, there are a number of nodes present at the Helix, each named after a specific task they must maintain. Name these tasks that the 5 targetable robots give you. Bonus, if you can give me the role of the unnamed node in the Helix of Azazlaw, I'll give you a bonus point. And this is only the ones at the Helix, not the ones that give you the quests all around.
Okay, so you say there's 5 of them.
There's 5 of them. I've given you that.
There's a repair node. There's a disposal node. I think the one that they call it that you sell your junk to. It's something like that.
Keep going.
There's there's one that's got something to do with Geralt now. Maybe that's the unnamed one. that does
get the first 5. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's one that replicates your old animal weapon. The other ones, there's a.
They're also named after their roles. Keep that in mind. Although if you give me a general vicinity, would you?
Greeting node. I think there's a greeting node for some reason because it's at like an airship landing.
We're talking about the one specifically around the helix. So think of the hub.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the hub, and I know that there's the repair node, there's the disposal node, or again whatever it is that you sell the stuff to. I've no idea about the other ones. No idea.
So there's a training node.
Right.
There's a repository node, which is the one where you sell shit to. There's the reconditioning node, which is the repair one.
Repair node, right.
There's a node that controls the helix, the control node, and then there's the sterilization node, which, well...
Right, okay.
Yeah. Now, there is also an unnamed node that flies around the helix, and the only way to know its name is to pay attention to the conversation that it has with itself as it's trying to state its function. It seems to be malfunctioning, but it gets out just enough to let you know what it's doing.
No, don't know.
It is a diagnostics node.
Oh, it's trying to work out what's wrong with
Right.
the systems. Okay.
Right.
There's a few of them, aren't there?
There are more than one diagnostic nodes, but specifically around the helix,
Yeah.
there is a single diagnostics node.
All right, good eye.
There are other types of diagnostic nodes. There's ones in the buildings.
Yes.
If you fly around, there's ones that just hover around some of the other smaller structures. And then, of course, there's also the nodes that actually give you quests out in Slyh.
Yeah.
All of those.
Actually, those quests were interesting. Those quests are worth doing for a bit of Allegan lore. Some of them.
All right. We all like Lalafels, right? Right?
Fuck it. Yeah, I love Lalafels, dude.
Yeah. Mimi Desu of the Goldsmiths Guild told us about Momodi, who's in charge of the Adventurers Guild, Momodi's hairpin. Who crafted the hairpin?
Now, this was one of the was this Goldsmith quest?
It was a side quest, but you interacted with the goldsmith within this.
I have a feeling that it was actually Mimides herself who crafted it, but that seems too easy.
It was someone who used to be a part of the guild.
Someone used to be part of the guild. Can you tell me anything else about this person?
Well, the thing about it, this was when Momodi had a suitor, and she talked about her kind of love life past, and like it was pretty much the same thing. She turned down this person who made her the pin.
Was it another Lalafell?
Can I at least give you that? Yeah, he was a Lalafell.
No, don't know. No idea. I feel like I can remember doing that quest.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember who it was.
His name was Momoroto, and when you talk to him, he says, if you see Momodi again, tell her, no, never mind. There might have been a time for words, but that time has long since passed. Be well, friend.
Does he show up anywhere else?
No.
Okay. Yeah. And he does not show up anywhere else.
Mm-mm.
That's a fucking shit question. All right.
Mike muted half.
All right. Oh, I know this. I know this. It's to keep out bad smells, but I can't remember whose bad smell. They talk a lot about how much like uplanders stink and smell and stuff like that, and they keep like herbs in the masks, sweet smelling herbs. Is that enough? Is that good enough?
Wait one more second. No. They didn't hear the chat didn't hear the question.
Oh, the chat didn't hear the question because I.
Oh, it was why do goblins wear their masks?
That's weird. It said it was on. I guess it bugged out. Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't be with the way the audio has been acting. It wouldn't surprise me.
Different goblins talk about like bad smells. They say, or you know, uplanders stink. They say chocobos stink. They say that food stinks. This place stinks. So it doesn't seem to me like it's anything in particular that they're trying to keep out. But they obviously have very, very sensitive olfactory senses. And we know, and the reason why the masks got those sort of bags on them is that they keep all these different sort of herbal mixes in there.
Okay, so you got the first point.
All right.
There's a specific quote that when they say they don't like the smell of uplanders. Do you know the quote that refers to? It's just Gobby speak for talking about it. Why? It's a one sentence answer.
Can you tell me who says it?
No. It's in a quest in Vesper Bay in Western Thanlin, though.
Vesper Bay, really?
Yeah.
You want me to give you an exact quote about how uplanders stink?
No, it's because I want to see if you can get your Gobby speak down.
Damn.
Now it's going to be stinky something. It's going to be stinky breath, stinky feet, stinky smell uplanders.
You're right. It is when they say stink. It's not like stink is they combine two words when they refer to this thing.
Yeah. So I know how gob speak works, but okay. I can't give you the exact quote. I don't think.
All right. Well, it says that Gobby flock wear masks to stop uplander much stink.
Much stink.
Right.
All right. Yep. Yeah. That's good.
Part 3. We've recently come to discover what the herbs are in the mask. What kind of scented herbs did the goblins request of the Vath's Adventurers Guild to fill their masks with?
Okay.
This comes from Python. This is the part that comes from Python.
This is not the weed that they're collecting for Tailfeather.
This is what the goblins are requesting for their masks specifically.
We're selling weed to Tailfeather. We're not selling weed to the goblins.
Right.
Goblins. It's a mix, isn't it?
There's two different plants.
It's two different plants. It's like soul dew or something like that.
Well, there's two plants.
Yeah, there's something dew. I'm gonna go with soul dew, and the other one is.
Think about types of plants that smell good that aren't flowers.
Mint.
Name of the plant?
It's some kind of Forlan's mint. I can't tell you the exact name of the plant.
Okay, I'll give you the mint. One of them is indeed a mint. It's a Willom, Willom mint.
Right, that's the river, the Wilm River there.
Wilm River. The other smell was sage.
Sage.
There's a Danner sage.
What sage?
Danner. D-A-N.
Danner sage.
Danner sage.
Yeah.
And that came from Python, and you needed since that came from Python, that had 3 in the answer as well. It was 3 Danner sage
again.
Yeah.
Fucking all right. How do you spell this name? How do you spell Python's name?
How do you spell Python, you fuck?
P-I-S-O-N. Is it just
1000?
Is it just at Python?
1000.
Python 1000. All right.
Right.
You did.
All right, so you got 1.5. You got 1.5 points. You got
all right, cool.
Why they have their mask, and you got the mint.
I'll take it. Hang on a second.
All right. Are you looking up the Danner sage?
At Python 1000. Oh, even his his
Are you
display
really looking at
picture is
people?
obnoxious. At Python 1000, you're dead. All right, sweet. Carry on.
Carry on. You're dead. That's not very nice.
Well,
Do they threaten Alex Trebek when they ask question when he asks?
Man, imagine we
Probably.
gave you the answer and asked
Yeah.
you to give us the question.
Yeah,
that would
probably.
be fucked. Oh no, yeah, that would be fucked up.
that
Then it would be
fucked
nothing but names.
up.
Then it would be nothing but names.
Uh,
All right, I have another one because I don't know if Sly has backup. I think
No,
he does.
No.
You don't? You thought you had like 12 questions.
No. I nixed them.
You nix them. If you got them, you can ask him. We got time.
Nah. All right.
I'm trying to make Ethys look smarter here. All right.
Okay.
So now that before I was asking about the Helix, there's a building that we more recently discovered its functionality. What is the role of the centrifugal crystal engine that is right next to the Helix?
the centrifugal crystal engine is to keep
Right.
as a Slyh in the sky.
All right, let me get the exact definition. See if I will. I have the picture here, but I can't like zoom in on it enough. So let me blow it up real quick. I need to just zoom in on it real quick. Okay. So let's see. So what was your answer?
Just it's to keep it in the sky. It's to stop it falling out of the fucking sky.
Not even close.
Not even close.
Not
No.
even close.
Give it to me.
This is from sightseeing log number 40. I'm sorry. This is from sightseeing log number 60
Number 60.
in Heaven's Ward.
Mm-hmm.
The seemingly indefatigable. I don't even. It's a fucking word.
Indefatigable.
Yeah, that one. Engine harness the power of the imprisoned warring triad to transmute the life force of Chimera experience into synthetic crystal.
Oh.
These manufactured shards would then be used to fuel the cultivation of the chimeras as part of the research into the possibility of obtaining limitless power.
Right, and I have read this one. I should know that.
More specifically, what's an interesting fact about the centrifugal crystal engine as of patch 3.2?
As of patch 3.2, well, I guess an interesting fact would be that it's what we're using Sephiroth's, I don't know what to call it, Sephiroth's genome to make things big.
Well, that's pretty close. It's actually malfunctioning currently because the Warring Triad's waking up.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So these experiments it's no longer able to properly process the energy.
So what do they call?
Because
They call it a centrifugal engine, do they?
Centrifugal crystal engine.
Okay.
It is, as I said, Vista Record 60 in the Heavens Ward section of the sightseeing log.
I'm trying to think about how that makes sense as centrifugal as a term.
I didn't name it. So you got problems, you take along with Koji.
Access. Yeah. No, again, it's really interesting how we like take these sort of Newtonian scientific terms and we like apply them to sort of ethereal science. And it's always such a fun thing. There's always a tell. Koji's really smart in the way that he sort of uses those scientific terms, is that they tell us something about the way those sort of ethereal contraptions operate. So that's
Right.
an interesting one. That's a good question.
Was it?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah.
a good question. Let's see. I think I might have one more. Let's see.
Yeah, you had backups.
Yeah, of course I had backups. The fuck? I had so many questions submitted to me. I could just go through those if I wanted. There's a few that I wasn't able to do because they weren't full, like.
Questions.
No, there wasn't. I made sure that anyone who was sending me a question had the answer.
Mm-hmm.
So there were some there that were questions that they didn't give me the answer to,
Did
so I didn't use them because I'm not going to go like, Ethys, tell me this. I don't know. I mean, either. Like I'm not. I
Do you
wasn't
think some
gonna do
people
that.
like misconstrued the purpose of it and they just like wanted questions answered that they genuinely wanted the
Yeah.
answer to?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't even like
I was like, they say
just trying to
trivia.
stump you. It was just
Oh yeah, no, that'll stump you all right. It'll stump me too because there might not be a fucking answer to it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I think I have one. Right.
One of those incomplete questions that you look the answer up to.
Like here's one that I got that was pretty interesting.
Okay.
All right, so what does Godbert recognize you as if you had completed his side quest in Camp Bronze Lake before meeting him as part of the Hildebrand storyline?
If you completed his side quest in Camp Bronze Lake, he does.
That's the one that
greet
gives you the
differently.
Meteor Survivor ring.
I know that he greets you differently, and he calls you something like his protege or his rather than talking about you as like one of Hildebrand's friends. He definitely recognizes you. I can't remember exactly what he calls you. No,
He says he or she of the strong yet supple fingers.
the strong yet supple fingers.
Because you had to rub the oil on him, so that's how he remembers you.
Yeah, right. That's so good.
Yeah, that's a good one. Then there was another one. This is one that didn't have an answer though. Like that person actually, that was a Dragon of Eternity. And then there's this one right here, which I asked the person 23 hours ago in order to give me an answer so I could use it, but they never did. What is the family structure of the Mikote Seeker of the Sun Moon tribes?
Seeker of the Sun Moon tribes.
I'm sorry, Seeker of the Moon tribes. I fucked that up. Seeker of the Moon. Ignore me. I just said both tribes for some, or both races for some.
The family structure.
Yes, the family structure of the Mikote Seeker of the Moon tribes.
Well, they're very solitary. They're far more like they don't mate for life. I don't think they're far more like sort of cats. I guess.
Keep in mind, I have no answer. Remember to this, so you're telling me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so you're asking what is the
thing is,
I literally just said this is one of. I said this is one of the questions where they never gave me an answer.
all right.
So.
Well, to answer this question, you actually need to juxtapose them with the Sunseekers. The way the Sunseekers work is that they're like a lion pride, right? They have a dominant mating male, and then a couple of younger males that are going to end up going off and doing their own thing, or else challenging the dominant male, and then just a bunch of mating females. So that's the way the Sunseekers work. The Moon Keepers operate invertly in that they are sort of solitary. And they'll sort of mate one-on-one, but they won't have these sort of harems or these prides. So that's the only way you can really answer that question.
There, yeah. See, I just wanted to throw a question at you just for the sake of throwing a question at you. I had
no
intention
points?
of giving. I had no intention of giving you points for that. I mean, you're telling me that now. I want to give you a point.
Fuck you.
I kind of want to give you a point now.
What's my score, by the way? Because I remember winning score last time was what, 2.5, 2.3.
No, I had a 3.3 and
3.3. Okay, 4. 4 was the win.
All right, so let me see. You got my first question, which was the Kagamata. You got that one correct. Slime Puddle was wrong. Crystal from Remorse was wrong. Goblin Butt was wrong. The building, you ended up getting a full point because you got 2 half points. So that's 2. You got 0.75 points for the Wolves Den Pure ones. That's 2.75 points because there was 4, and so you got 3.
Right. Okay. Yeah. All right.
You got 2 of the 5 Azus Law nodes, so that's another 0.4 points. Now you had 3.15 points. I'm breaking this down very specifically. You got and then I'll give you a point for the one you just got. You got 4.15 points. Oh no, and the Goblin Nest, you got another 1.5. So you have 5.65 points.
I've got 5.65 points total.
From me.
All right.
From me.
All right.
From him.
And Sly.
Different.
All right, so you missed the first one, the cat killer. You missed Dalamud. You got Amandine. You missed the Garlean Empire. I gave you half a point. I gave you half a point.
You also missed one of mine by 1.
These fucking near misses are just tragic.
I'm giving you a point for the Raven because I gave you a bad fucking hint. You got the Adamantoise. You got Gorgon, whatever the fuck his name is.
I think it's just Gorgain.
Gorgain?
Yeah, I think so. Because like Champagne.
And you gave him a bonus point for guessing the correct house, by the way.
That's right. I got a bonus point for getting the correct house as well.
Yeah, you did. So that's 1 point.
5.5.
5.5. You missed Retribution Staff and you missed Momoroto, so 5.5.
So you got. I now okay. So now I gave you more questions.
That's true.
Yeah.
Percentage-wise, you got 55% of Sly's questions right.
So yeah, you definitely stumped me more.
So I, percentage-wise, technically stumped you more. But that's because I asked more questions. Although I did ask more. So in the first 10 questions, we can judge it on that.
Right.
Question 1, there's 2, because I gave you a full point for that. 2.75, 3.15, 3.15.
I'm just gonna say the way that I feel like Habs stumped me more. I also feel like a lot of his questions were terrible.
Well, okay, so which ones? So specifically, which ones were terrible?
Okay, well the way
The reason why I want you to note this is so people watch this, and then if we do this again, they have a better idea of the question.
Sure.
That they should ask.
The better way to ask a question, and the way that I always try to when I'm writing these, is I'll normally have like 1 or 2 questions that will be naming something specific. And I'll
1 or 2? You made us name fucking specific
lightning
dungeons
round.
that drops were coming out of.
That was a lightning round. That was a lightning round. And the same thing with numbers is that you don't want the majority of questions to be like that, because firstly, you get that problem where, 1522, 1521, or, you're off by like 0.01, which is fine.
I was impressed you almost got
Look,
that.
it makes me super salty, but it is what it is. The other is also, it doesn't promote much discussion. It's like the discussion comes beforehand, and then you either get the question right or wrong. It's not like a sort of broad open question which you can have a discussion about afterwards. You know what I mean?
Right.
So the best kind of questions I feel like for this format.
Right. So that's why every time we finish the question, even if it's Sly's, I tried to bring something up about it.
Yeah.
Because even if it was irrelevant to the question.
What's the point of the show? To make me look stupid.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was actually the point.
Yeah.
To be fair. As far as I'm concerned, I may have stumped you more, but granted the nature of the questions and how impressed I was with the explanations that generally came after, I would say it was a pass. Like, if I was a teacher and I gave you a bunch of questions about names and numbers, and then after the class you came up to me and told me the history of every one of those fucking names and numbers,
you would change the grade, wouldn't you?
I would change the fucking grade.
Yeah.
You're giving me like a pity C+.
I'd give you extra
I'll
credit,
bump it up to
and I'd redo my curriculum.
All right, so I failed the exam, but I know the curriculum. That's the important thing.
Well, no, I don't know. Like I say, you failed the exam, but you've now changed the curriculum. I would give you a victory on that one. I would say collectively you answered less than 50% correct, but all of the explanations that came after, I would award bonus points for every single one. I'm
going to see what the chat thinks, because I've had the chat closed the whole time.
Yeah, I've had the chat closed too. Oddly enough. Well, that's because I have one monitor and I can't see shit.
No lightning round, lots of lols. 5 points to Ethys for explaining how to ask Eorzivia questions.
There you go. Well,
right.
I mean, so Sly, I want to ask you: did you do all your questions, or did you take these from people too?
I did all of them.
You did all of them.
Your questions not only stumped him less, but were worse. Got it.
No. Well, it's 4.5 because I gave him one because I gave a bad fucking hint.
Yeah, which is your fault. Like, if at least with mine, if I didn't get the answer
Minus
or the
points
source,
for salt. Yeah, all right, fair enough.
I'd be salty too. I was salty as fuck when I can't remember the question that really made me like really pissed off.
Yeah,
it was one that infuriated me from you.
Oh,
like Halone.
Yeah,
Halone.
Bad ones.
Halone. Man, imagine I did pronunciation. Imagine I did pronunciation questions. That's not even lore.
Was I asking for pronunciation questions?
No, I think every time you get it wrong,
I'd correct you.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't deduct points.
What was your favorite question?
My favorite question. Ooh. That's a hard one.
Phrasing.
Is it?
I think my favorite question, and the one that I'm most frustrated myself for getting wrong, would have been
Dalamud.
Dalamud. Yeah, Menfina's Hound. Because as soon as you said Dalamud, I was like, of course it's fucking Dalamud. Dalamud follows her in orbit. You see, that was a good question because it's something that's like, again, it's sort of got all the good things about a good question.
It's got a story.
Yeah.
It's got a meaning.
And it's interesting.
And it's interesting.
Interesting.
What was the worst question?
The worst question was...
Don't say 1521.
1521.
21.
Yeah, it's 1521.
Was it actually 1521 or is it just you're salty?
It's 1521 because of the salt, because you didn't fucking give it to me for guessing 1522. Like how many people would have been able to get within even 5 years?
Oh no, I literally would have sat there like, so if you carry the 4. And meanwhile, you were like, well, he died at 80 something, and I was like, God damn it, he's gonna fucking reverse engineer the answer. Oh god, see, that's another thing. It was like that's what I was happy about. And honestly, the goblin question wasn't actually on the list. I went into my messages, and then I saw that Python had asked that, and I was like, I can't just ask him the names of this shit. I need a fucking definition here. I need to add in why they're masks.
Python,
actually,
I'm fucking coming for you, dude.
Okay, well, since we're actually done a little bit earlier than anticipated, we have a little bit of time. I know you wanted to talk a little bit about the lore from the most recent live letter. First of all, before I don't want to go into too much. We didn't expect this live letter to be a big one. What did you think about some of the things that came out of there, you guys?
I thought it was underwhelming.
I mean, it was literally, they told us it was going to be about 3.2, and the UI guy was going to be.
I don't think it was pretty much what I expected, to be honest, because we knew we weren't going to be getting any 3.3 previews. I was surprised. So
although did,
Marco apologized to me. He was like, "Dude, I'm sorry, there was no lore." And I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about? There's totally lore. What are you talking about?"
The biggest lore, and it kind of supports your theory, I felt, was the screenshots they showed of the next Void Ark.
Yeah, it's the Yafayam Saltmore.
The Fortress of
Dunskaith.
Dunskaith. Yeah, is it Dunskaith or is it the other one?
Well, Fortress of Shadows and is Dunskaith.
Okay, but I mean, like the other location you just named.
Well, it's on the Yafayam Saltmoors. The screenshot shots that were showing us, they're of like Miyachi buildings, right? And we know that the Miyachi capital was built on the Yafayam Saltmoor, which is directly to the northwest of Mordona. I was thinking when I was looking at it, because it's like, particularly that first area, it's so big and open. I was like, oh my god, is this actually going to be like a new open area that they're going to like put the raid in?
Right.
I'm not sure if they will though. I don't know. What do you think, Habs? You were looking at it. Do you think that it's going to be a new zone, or is it just?
What I'm thinking is the zone is the raid, like pretty standard.
Yeah.
Like we're only going to go there for the sake of the raid. It's just a huge area, and it's likely us going to, the Miyachi homeland to try and find a way into the void because that's the magic that they messed with.
Yeah,
pretty
totally.
much. And it looks like the top of the pyramid that they show there is likely going to take us to Dunskaith, which is the Fortress of Shadows. Yeah. It seems great. Now it's surprised me, and what's probably going to happen, I fully expect some shit to go wrong with like the Void Ark being there, not being part of our raid, but I fully expect, because of what's going on with the rival Sky Pirate band.
Rival faction there.
Like, what do you mean something going wrong with the?
Well, so because they want to go to the Void Ark and use it to become the greatest Sky Pirates that are currently in existence, and they're going to get their asses torn apart, and they're probably going to be corrupted, and we're probably going to have to kill them. So there's two things. We know the Void Ark can actually open a hole to the void itself. Right. It's possible we don't see that aspect of it until 3.5.
Do you think that'll be the final aspect of Void Ark?
Well, I mean, we know we're getting a 3.5. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah,
We don't know if we're getting a 3.5. All right, accept it. It's happening. The reason why people are debating whether or not we're getting a 3.5 is because Yoshi P said he wants expansions coming out yearly. First of all, that would mean 3.3 would be the last patch, because that's right around the 1 year anniversary of Heaven's Ward. Second of all, we're not going to end before we finish the Void Ark. The actual Void Ark story.
No, of course not.
And we're not, and we don't even know how to get to Skothic yet. So, we're fucking going there. They're either gonna take the Void Ark and drill a hole through the void, and we'll meet them there, or they're gonna come back to the Miyachi homeland because the Void Ark is, the one fucking calling the shots here.
I think that that's going to be likely it. I think that they're gonna get hold of the Void Ark and they're going to go after the Fam Saltmore. They're going to be heading in that direction, and we're going to be like, oh, they obviously know something we don't, maybe, and go after them. And that'll give us enemies there because what's going to be there in the Miyachi homeland?
Very likely some void magic that's left over, especially because we know Diablos actually went into the void. He's not still in our realm.
Yeah.
It's very likely, though. I feel he was likely our final boss here, if not one of the Sky Pirates themselves.
Yeah.
Being possessed by the Void Ark. It's whatever it is. It's whatever's protecting the gate to the void. I feel like that's something Diablos would take upon himself to actually handle. I don't think he's either that or he's the boss right before Skothic. Like, that's the thing. And I want to fight Diablos, so I want it to be.
Oh, who doesn't? Who doesn't?
And and the thing is, I want to wind up Diablos minion from 3.3, not 3.5. Because let's be fucking honest, whatever raid he's in, there's gonna be a fucking minion of Diablo.
Oh yeah, let's be real. No doubt.
Still haven't gotten to be a kid in the minion. Don't want that.
Yeah, I haven't either. The card is too busy dropping every time I fucking go in there, and I'm always excited because I'm like, ooh, 4 items, and then it's the fucking card every time. I can't stand. I went through Labyrinth, Circus, and Wad today, of course, and I
got doing this.
Oh yeah, I did that.
What do you mean? Why are people doing this? You not know how the new animal weapon works?
We need it for our anima, dude.
No, I'm talking about before today.
Oh, why weren't they?
Why were they?
Because they wanted to. Who gives a shit? It was Crystal Tower Sundays or whatever it's called. Because they didn't want to waste content, Sly. They appreciate the hard work of our developers. That's why I did Lords of Verminion today.
Why are we going? Well, what purpose? Well, besides the music.
I got a Phlegathon card.
I got a Phlegathon
and I got a Zonde card.
Yeah, I got Phlegathon, Zonde, and Cloud of Darkness card this week.
Oh, I didn't get Cloud of Darkness. I have an Onion Knight card.
Yeah, and I got an Orchestrion Scroll that I got 600,000 for.
And that's the only thing I'm probably going to go back to World of Darkness for is the minion, because I still haven't gotten that.
No, you're going back there to finish your fucking weapon is what you're going to do.
Yeah.
So that's actually something that I'm looking forward to talk, and that's another reason why I want to have you back on next week, because we haven't finished the quest. By next week, the finished quest text, we could probably find the quest text online right now for the animal weapon.
For the animal weapon. Oh, come on, we'll be finished by next week. One of us will be.
One of us will be, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not like trying to grind it hardcore. It's like I get SOs and I fucking spend them, right? I have 2/5 of the quest.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, and my lore weapon, the Lore Dragoon weapon, is much better at the moment.
Yeah, and that's going to be available next Tuesday.
Yeah, we're going to have that next
when we're
Tuesday.
doing the actual live.
You're not into it?
I just hate that our lore weapon sucks every step.
It'll be but here's the thing,
dude. It's 80 skill speed and like 120 or something crit.
Determination.
But it's not best in slot though. It's never going to be best in slot though.
What do you mean? You get to change the weapons. You get to change the stats in 3.3.
I feel like it's crit.
I think it's det skill speed. If it was crit, people wouldn't be bitching about it as much.
Oh, people would be bitching about it just because it's got skill speed on it. Yeah, it is. It's crit. It's 114 crit. This is
really?
The 231, 80 skill speed.
Yeah. What are people fucking stop complaining? It's got crit.
Ron Gomian is det skill speed. And it's a lot of skill speed. It's 114 skill speed. So the Slipstream Partisan is much better. Much better.
Yeah, you're going to be able to change the stats in 3.3.
Yeah.
And on top of that, it won't take Materia or Alexandrite. That's been confirmed.
But I probably still won't use it.
And on top of that, we know that these weapons have enough stats to make up for the fact they have no Materia slots.
Ooh.
So they're going to be good. It's going to be good. And Sly, literally, you don't even need to be on the 230 quest to get the oils.
That's true.
You could literally be on the luminous crystal step and be getting the step done. That's a tip. I'm giving everyone here a tip. If you're not on the fucking quest, do it anyway. Go get your ether oils, because when they nerf the third step, you're going to be doing it. You're going to do it, and you know you're going to do it, so why don't you just have it so that you can go right to 230 from 210 when you get to that point?
This is the easiest step we've had in a long
time. It's the easiest step since 10 dungeons.
Yeah.
There's no step easier. No, I take that back. It's the easiest step since having the completed Zeta done way in advance. Where you basically just go, here you go. I did this a long time ago.
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
All right.
I just called getting an entire Zeta the easy step.
So do you think the 3.3 step is going to be difficult, or do you think that we're getting like one sort of proper step split in half here?
So no, okay, so here's what's happening right now. So the biggest complaint about the anima weapon was that the third step was too much effort. Go fucking figure in an MMO, right?
Right.
And I still disagree with that statement. I still think the Animus books were the worst step ever invented.
Absolutely.
I think they up.
No fucking
I think
doubt.
that step far exceeds the difficulty of this one, of the third step here.
Oh yeah.
You didn't have to spend any money on that step, to be fair. It was completely effort based. But it was still a dick.
Much work.
So much. Listen, in the 4 hours it took me to get fucking one fate done, I could have done fucking like 40 Alexanders. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's all I gotta say. Actually, no, there's 3.5 minutes per Alexander run on average. So way more than that. 3.5 to 4 minutes
really?
for A1 or A4 was anywhere from 3.5 to 4.5 minutes per kill. That's a lot. That's 20 items an hour approximately.
Fuck
Yeah.
that.
So what's basically happening here is the 230 weapon here is meant to replicate how easy it is to get a lore weapon at minimal effort, which is the might and gear effort.
Right.
That's why the Crystal Tower, it's there with a 5 week. You could just do the Crystal Tower series once a week for 5 weeks and have this step done.
Yeah.
Or you can spend some SOs and get it done a little faster.
That makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah. Especially, and a lot of people are like, what's the point? The lore weapons next week. It's like, do you have more than one job? Then that's the point. Because unless you're willing to wait another 7 weeks.
Well, also because we're at the point where people are like about to buy their lore weapon and now they've got options.
Right.
Now they can be like, which one do I want? I mean, particularly for healers, those are like really viable options of which you go with.
Oh yeah, I was pretty happy with this quest. It wasn't that bad. And you know what? Since we're already on 3.25, we might as well add that into the show right here and just do a brief, because we don't want to talk about the live letter. The live letter is like a whole huge thing that's going to take an hour at least to talk about. But 3.25, I have a fucking bone to pick with you, balance team. I have a bone to pick with you, with PvP balance team.
Wait.
I'm gonna somersault your ass.
Here we go.
Preface. Haven't gotten on today yet.
Okay. Remember how I was talking about how Monk is a pain in the ass to deal with because they got all those crazy great skills? They have a fucking 12-second immunity to stuns, slows, heavies, and binds.
Monk was overdue for a buff, dude.
I will punch you in the fucking mouth.
It's
you
like,
say
it's like
somersault.
they were overdue for a PvE buff. They got their monthly PvE buff. Now they got their monthly PvP buff.
Fucking goddamn it! What? It's like Ninja sucks at PvP.
According to schedule, dude.
It's like, oh, Ninja's underpowered. Better nerf, better buff Monk.
Yeah.
You know?
That's how Monk works. Go play Monk.
It's like, what's...
Mate, Sly and I are so fucking used to this shit, having played Dragoon. And
Dragoon, do you know why Monk got buffed and Dragoon didn't?
We were ahead for what, 2 weeks?
Maybe.
No, here's the thing. Do you know why Dragoon didn't get buffed while Monk did, even though a lot of people, you hear them talk about how Monk is the OP one? You have never experienced an anal reaming as much as an organized burst between a disemboweled... a disembowel into a fucking machinist or bard burst. It is far worse than anything a black mage or a summoner is going to do.
God, I love getting machinists.
I
love getting machinists.
That is why Monk got buffed and Dragoon didn't. Even though a lot of people would consider Monk the better of the two, just because one ilm punch, AoE silence, fucking 12-second immunity to most CCs.
Yeah, but Monk's not about
still
that
bullshit. That didn't need a fucking buff to somersault. This is so stupid.
It wasn't that big a buff. What was it?
It was a potency buff.
It
It was
potency.
a cooldown reduction buff.
Oh, it was cooldown reduction as well?
Yeah.
I thought it was just 20 potency. Fuck.
No.
Fucking monks.
It's so fucking stupid. And then the buffs to Dark Knight Ninja were awful. They were awful, man. You know what? They were like, oh, you know what? Ninja's not good enough. You know what? They have a gap closer that they have to get them. They have a minute cooldown on. Let's bring that down to 40 seconds. Yeah, they got the gap closer more often, right? Yeah, it's cool. Oh, they got an AOE silence. Let's bring the cooldown to that down to fucking 90 seconds.
They're telling people, don't bring this shit in here, please.
Let me tell you about Malm Sight and Detect. Let me tell you about Malm Sight and Detect right now. Why the fuck are those PvP abilities? Can I get? So here's what I want. Give me Malm Sight. Make it if I mark a target on the map, I deal more damage to them, or I move faster towards them, or something.
Sure.
Give me something.
Yeah, it should be a debuff. Yeah.
If I detect anyone who's in the range of the detect, if I break a stealth, give me something. Even if I don't break a stealth, give me something, because otherwise it's useless.
Yeah, give him a bind or a stun or something.
Something. Make me useful. Now you know what happens? I go into my fucking free company and I type looking for light party feast, and they go, "Are you still playing Ninja?" I'm like, come on! I just want to like my job.
But Happy, you're good. Like ninjas are good for being bitch. You know.
You know what else is good for being bitch?
What?
You specifically. I see those matches. I see you chasing the healer with the defense buff.
Oh no!
No, because I got tired. I got tired of calling shit out. I got tired of calling out a plan. I'm like, and I tell people, I'm all right with your plan. I will follow your plan. If everybody else is on board with it, I'll follow it. I got tired of using my macro. I got tired of doing that shit.
Oh, that one button, man. That's so annoying.
I got tired of using that shit because nobody listens to it.
No.
Nobody fucking listens to it. So, you know what? I'll do what you want to do. If it's stupid, like, I'll blame you because it was a stupid fucking plan.
But they don't know what they want to do.
They don't.
They just want to hit shit. That's why it's great. That's why it's fun. It's good.
You know what's even more weird? So they reset our ranking today, and it's going to be reset again in 2 weeks when the season actually starts. Mm-hmm. It's now only 200 points per rank as opposed to 500.
That's nothing.
Damn.
Well, I think it makes sense, though. You had to play, like, a lot of fucking matches to get ranked.
But the diamond, like the thing that pisses me off, right? The diamond rewards. It is diamond. It's the top rank, isn't it?
Yeah.
The diamond rewards go to, what is it? It's like the first three on the data set.
No. So it's first place gets a trophy for their house.
Yeah.
That says you are the champion.
Yeah.
They also get the top 10 and top 100 rewards. Top 10 get a body piece for the season. Top 100 get the headpiece. So if you're the top 10, you get the head and the body. Yeah. If you're first place, you get everything.
But that's and not on top of that, per server. That's top 10 per.
That's top 10 per data center.
Fucked.
Yes. And on top, well, I mean, you got to think of it this way. It's fucking Final Fantasy PvP, dude. I'd be surprised if there's even 100 people PvPing.
Well, you should check out the fucking Japanese data centers, dude.
Oh, no, it's crazy on the Japanese data
all
center.
over it. So
good thing I'm not there.
If you want a body piece, go over to the European data center. You guarantee.
Yeah, so Ethys, how has your PvP experience been? Because you've heard about mine.
My PvP experience is that since 3.2 launched, I have not spent a single day under 350 ping. I don't know what they did. I'm using What the Fast, and that's.
Have you tried Mudfish yet?
Bring it way down. Oh, man, I don't fucking know. But okay, I get in. You know, we got 30 seconds waiting there for it to start. Within that time, I'll DC maybe twice.
So you're the goon that just turns into free coins, free medals. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Pretty much. And then I come back in, I get a couple of kills and try to like claw the way back, but it's infuriating, dude. It's been the same in Raid. Raid's been so shit these last couple of weeks. It's just, I don't know whose fault it is. I don't know who to yell at. If anyone knows who I'm supposed to yell at, then please let me know, because I'd love to yell at someone. Rather than just at my raid group, my screen. Fuck.
Well, if you actually get in a complete match, you can yell at people. It does help.
Oh yeah, the times that I've gone in a complete match, it's great fun. It's really good. It's just like maybe 1 in 10 matches that are actually stable for me. So don't talk to me about PvP right now.
Okay. Well, how about I talk about Chocobo racing? Because I've been on that shit like fucking white on rice.
Nope. What do you think?
It's a lot better.
Really?
It's so much better. So I did one race. I won one race with a 30% trait, which is your Chocobo gets 30% more EXP from a race. I got 2,200 EXP. That was enough to bump me up 3 ranks in a single race.
Wow.
And I got 661 MGP.
Now, was that off of a...
That's all right.
That was a first place win.
First place win.
That was a first place win with a Pedigree 2 Chocobo with about anywhere between 80 and 112 rating.
So I thought you were throwing in like a challenge log.
No, the challenge, I did the first 2 challenge ones, 20,000 and 21,000 MGP each. So you beat them once. That's it. Once you beat them the first time, you don't get that 20,000 anymore.
Right.
And you just need to beat the challenge Chocobo. You don't even need to win the race. You just need to finish in a place higher than the challenge Chocobo. So if the NPCs fuck over the challenge Chocobo and you get 7th and he gets 8th, you still win the 20,000 or whatever it is. You can get over 400,000, almost 500,000 MGP from completing each of the challenge races once. And there's 15 of them. And
you'd be crazy not to do that.
So, and another thing, the Lord of Verminion one, that's 10,000 MGP. I literally walked into Lords of Verminion. I loaded up a PvE challenge. I let it kill me in 2 minutes, and I did that 3 times. If you can beat it faster, go right ahead. If not, you can literally start a match against a PvE challenge and walk away 3 times, and it's 10,000 MGP. If you win, though, you get like an extra, like you get like 150 or 200.
Have you got your Fenrir yet?
No, I'm at 700,000.
Right, I was about to say you're obviously saving up for Fenrir.
Are there
Have you guys started flying yet?
No, 3.3. You will fly in 3.3.
Fenrir. Isn't Fenrir supposed to be flying now?
No.
Oh, no, you're right. No. It's 3.3. Yep.
3.3. And then the gates, the Typhon Gate, Chapon, whatever you want to call them, 7.5K if you win now.
Jeez.
Whoa.
That's pretty good.
So double.
Yeah, and all the rest of them I think are worth 2,500, I think. They were all buffed by 2.5 times MGP.
That's good.
Cuffaker, 25 if you get the maximum. 25 MGP.
What was it before? 5, I think? Or 10?
10. 10 was, everything was buffed by 2.5 times, pretty much. Everything was buffed by 2.5 times. MGP. You get a lot, except for the mini crackpot and the jumbo crackpot.
Boo!
Boo.
That's where I'm getting. That's where I'm getting most of my fucking MGP.
That's where I get all
phenomenal.
Yeah,
just from the mini.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get my cloud card. I'm gonna get everything. I'm gonna get my cloud. You know, I still want to buy a cloud card and then just drop it, just to like.
Just in the middle of Idleshire. Just that's where that goes. Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yay! I got my cloud card.
Fuck off. Yeah. Pretty much. In a nutshell, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all.
Oh man. Overall, I don't know. Today's patch was pretty good for me. I spent the majority of the day actually doing Chocobo races because your Chocobo just levels so fast now. Getting a Pedigree 9 is like nothing. If you want the half mask, you'll get it in like a couple of like 2-3 days of hardcore racing.
Jeez.
Really
and it's a shit ton of MGP. Think about it, every time I win, I'm getting like 500 or 600 MGP. Even if I get like 5th place, it's like 300 at the cost of 10 to enter the race. I'd say the returns are worth it, and you get over 60,000 MGP a week now from the challenge log if you do everything.
60,000.
Yeah, it used to be just over 20. Now it's like 67,000 a week.
But with
MGP.
With the ramp up in the rewards, do you really think it'll last?
I mean, they're not going to turn it back down. They're not going to be like, oh, never mind.
No. I'm not even talking about the rewards. Just the initial rehype, I guess. Just.
Oh, there's like I was still only racing against NPCs. You also get a bonus though if you're racing with fellow players. If you queue up with fellow players, you get more rewards from Chocobo racing. It's like 90 more or something.
I honestly think I'll do it, but I honestly think I'll just go back to just doing my mini crackpot. So
basically, I think Square Enix learned something very important from Lords of Verminion. They learned 2 very important things. 1, don't ever try to put an RTS inside of an MMO. No one cares. And 2, for the people that do care, they'll only care if you give them a PvE challenge.
Which we already had.
Because that's basically what they did with Chocobo Racing.
But we already had that.
And you get a barding. And what?
I mean, but the challenges we already had anyway. Like,
Yeah, for Lords of Dominion, but now we have Chocobo
Now I got it
challenges.
for Chocobo.
Yeah. And next, and you know, Triple Triad, challenging NPCs. What made it most successful? Beating the NPCs to try to get the card.
That's true. Who was doing PvP Triple Triad? Not many.
Well, I do it for the challenge log now, but
Not many people.
yeah, only for achievements and challenge logs, pretty much, were people doing that. I think Square Enix has learned that at this point.
Is there anybody really doing Triple Triad anymore? Anybody?
I did some. I didn't care. You know what ended up happening? I joined the gate, the dancing gate, and someone challenged me to a fucking match, and we got sudden death 6 times in a row, and I missed the gate. I was like, real quick, I'll probably just lose. I don't know. And I'm just throwing cards on sudden death. Throwing cards on sudden death. I was like, fucking stop. Just log out or something.
Oh, the good old
couldn't
days
handle
when
it.
Triple Triad first came out.
Oh no.
All I gotta say is, I better see some real fucking ninja buffs to PvP in 2 weeks. Or I'm gonna be very, very sodium induced.
What's your wish list? What changes do you want?
I want trick attacks effect, not the damage, to be omnidirectional.
Yeah, that'd
I
be
want
good.
stealth. I want stealth's movement speed to be increased because you never use it anyway. Give it some. Yeah. I want Malm Sight to mark targets for something, to do something, and I want detect if they're in the range to do something. Maybe make it more powerful if you break someone out of stealth, because the only time you're going to do that is if you're up against a ninja. The problem is I'm worried about is Bard and Machinist both have detect and Malm Sight. So if they get it as well, I'm
fucked. Yeah, you're in big trouble.
So just ninja.
They're not skills that make any sense in the feast.
Yeah, they only made sense in front lines when they were at it.
Exactly.
And even then, nobody used them.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like, oh, Malm Sight, right. How about I put something important on my bar?
Yeah.
I've got enough buttons as it is. I'm not looking for places to put detect and Malm
it's an
Sight.
oversight. Oh, well.
Oh,
Just
man.
have to play
But
it.
anyway, so Ethys, you have won the Golden Subligar because of your more than adequate explanations of the lore behind the questions. More than adequate.
Oh, geez. You heard it here first, guys. Ethys is more than adequate.
More than adequate. So here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do, Ethys.
All right, let's hear it.
All right, so we are gonna give you that. Now, I actually want you to pick which one of Slyh, either Slyh or me, you would consider the loser of stumping you the most. Not just point wise, but like I want you to take into consideration the questions that were asked, quality of the question. I want you to just be the judge.
You see, Slyh's questions were probably better quality for the most part, but they were also more answerable precisely because they were better quality. And I know that sounds like super biased. At the same time, I did want to be stumped, and I feel like we got more stories out of the questions that you were asking, Haps. So
Yeah.
I think that Haps won in my eyes. I'm sorry, Slyh.
Yes.
He palmed off his work to people that are more talented than him.
Exactly.
But
No, but I gave him credit.
a good leader knows how to delegate. So
Oh, bullshit. No. Oh, you did what? Not even, well,
what do you want from me?
you did not even half the work, Haps? You had to get everybody else to do it?
What are you talking about? They did 6, I did 6, but I reduced it down to 10 on the notes.
Isn't that what the Dream Network is all about?
Yeah, we're all about community here, you fuck.
We're all about doing Happy's work for him.
And by the way, you had the option to take questions as well.
That's true.
No.
I wanted to get them involved.
No, you're just lazy. Just call it what it is. Just call it spade a
And you
spade.
also knew how that they were going to put the screws in me a lot harder than either of you.
Mhm.
So
That's not true. I feel like my questions screwed with you more. My questions also had more substance.
that's true. No,
Except for actually, no, that's
I feel
not
like
true.
I got to give it to Happy Slyh.
All right, so
I'm not going
Slyh,
to forget that,
you
mind
now
you. I'm not going to forget it.
you now have to wear the pink subligar. So see Ethys on the screen? That's now imagine you, Slyh.
Oh my god! Which
I do not agree to this.
is it? Just a hard leather sub that I need? I'm gonna buy.
Yeah, it's a hard leather. It's a hard
this.
leather
I did
sublegar.
not agree to this.
Hard leather.
I did not agree to this. This is not even involving us. I mean, yeah, we.
Yeah, but I mean, it is now.
No. When we actually have to answer shit, yeah, I'll take that challenge. I'll if I lose, I'll happily wear a fucking pink sublegar and glamour my whole shit pink now. But until then,
but Sly, he's the winner, and he told you have to do it.
I did.
No, fuck you.
Well, okay. Look, after you won the last one, you were so opposed to the idea of wearing the gold sublegar.
I wasn't opposed to it.
You were.
Yes, you were.
And not 15 minutes afterwards, you're on your stream and you're just like strutting around it. I was like, yeah. You're gonna be doing the same thing, dude. You're gonna love it.
No, I'm not.
You know what? You can choose. It can be Calibri pink. It can be Lotus pink, or it can be metallic purple. How about that?
Nope.
Well, those are your choices.
No. These were your fucking questions. These were your questions, not mine. Questions that were asked to me. When I fucking get beat by Happy again, by that standard, I will change.
All right.
When did you get to make the rules?
I don't know what to say. I mean, he's got a point. Like he's got.
I stole it from Happy. I'll admit, I stole it. I stole that shit from Happy. So
That's
it's your job. It is your job to either get it back or lose again.
Oh no, he's got it.
All right, I'll tell you what, Sly. I'll give you a chance to dodge it. All right, I'll ask you one question. Okay.
Fuck.
Answer it right. You don't have to wear the pink sublegar.
All right.
Okay. All right. Let me think of something.
You're gonna give me a shit question. I know you are.
What kind of chocobo does a Lalafell ride?
Is it a pun or an actual?
No. It's not a pun. What breed of chocobo does a Lalafell ride? The little tiny chocobos. They're like a specific breed.
I'm not a chocobo. I mean, I'm not a I'm not a
Sly, aka Chocobo.
Can we get that on Sly's gravestone?
All right, Sly, you don't know what it is, so here, I'm gonna do you a favor.
Wait.
I just posted a code for 5 metallic purple dyes.
Fuck you.
From the Mog Station in the Zoom chat. That is yours to. I'm sorry, it's 10 metallic purple dyes. That is 10 metallic purple dyes for
wait.
one, but I gave you 10.
Question. I haven't even given a wrong answer.
Because you're Googling it. That's not fair.
I'm not Googling anything. I don't know because I know there's. Well, okay. A Druk Chocobo is not a specific breed.
No. I'll give you a clue. The term for the smaller chocobos, the Lalafell chocobos, they're based on a Spanish term for small horses. They're not Shetland ponies, but it's a proper term for like smaller horses.
And no, the answer is not smaller horses.
See, this doesn't feel good anymore. I used to feel really good looking at Sly's face, going, "What the fuck is it?" And now I just feel guilty and horrible and sick.
Well, I mean, I've given him his reward anyway. So I had leftover Krista, so I wanted to help you.
Go on, Sly.
No.
Look, just try it on. Just try it on. See how you feel about it.
No.
It might feel good.
Cupping your loins without soap or reprieve.
I didn't take Spanish. I took French.
Some nice
shit in that.
Some nice pink gooch cheese. It's called a jennet. It's a Belladine jennet. So jennet is like a little Spanish horse.
I don't know why that's funny to me. Just a little Spanish horse.
Yeah, a little Spanish horse. For little Spanish dudes. Whatever.
You saying Lalafells or little Spanish dudes?
Jennets, that's Gennet. ET, and the Rogaden ones are Destiers. I think it's Destier. It's like a medieval warhorse. Destier or Destrier, something like that. Anyway, there you go. Try on the Subligar.
Enjoy your 10 metallic purple dye.
I'd rather fucking put on pants.
Congratulations on your partnership. I've gotten you a gift of 10 metallic purple dyes.
Yay! No, I'm putting on pants. If I had to give the gold Subligar to Ethys, even though you
all right, so metallic purple pants. Got it.
All right, sweet, got it. All right, thanks for watching, everyone.
Yes, thanks for watching, everyone. We decided to do post show in the middle of the show.
Right.
Yeah, I actually do need to get going in a few minutes, so that works out. We're gonna have, this was our post show, but it is now our current show because it was relevant.
Ooh. Well, they're always saying on YouTube, why don't you guys include the pre and post show? You want to see it? Well, here you go. That's the post show.
There you go. That is the basic equivalent of what our post shows consist of. So anyway, thank you everyone for joining us this week on State of the Realm. As you've learned, Ethys does not know names and numbers, so don't ask him them anymore.
I don't even know my own age. People ask me my own age, and I have to ask like.
Okay, that just makes you an idiot. All right, so Python 1000, sleep with one eye open.
Yeah,
according
sleep,
to Ethys, and
don't sleep.
Yeah, just don't sleep. No,
you're dead.
No, don't sleep. So at this, why don't you tell everyone where they can find you at, where they can find real lore questions and find out things that matter.
Ooh, so where you can find real lore questions and things that matter and things that I do know at youtube.com/EthysAsher, or you can follow me on Twitter at Ethys FFXIV. That doesn't stand for Final Fantasy 14. Most people think that stands for Final Fantasy 14. It doesn't. It stands for Frontier Forest Xylophone Inclusive Violence. Yeah. True story. Where can I find you, Sly?
You can find me on twitch.tv/Slyakagreyfox. You can find me on Twitter at Slythefox. You can find me on Instagram at Slyakagreyfox07. You can find me in plot 14, ward 5 of the Lavender Beds, where I'm on Behemoth, where I'm putting on pants. And
not too fast, then.
Metallic purple
nice and slowly.
No.
I mean, Kane looks like he could sure use some metallic purple dye back there.
Yes. Oh, yes.
In fact, I'm colorblind, so it looks like he's already wearing it to me. Anyway. And, of course, you can find me, you already fucking know, Mr. Happy, 1227, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. You're here watching it on either YouTube or Twitter, so I don't even know why I bother. I'm sorry, you're watching it on Twitter? You're watching it on Twitch.
You're watching it on Twitter.
Yeah, you're watching it on Twitter. You're seeing it on your Twitter. You're either seeing it on your Twitter feed, watching it on YouTube, listening to it on iTunes, watching it now on Twitch, or I'm sharing it with you on Facebook. So you already know where to find it or everything. So thanks.
Sit still. Just stay where you are.
Yeah, just stay where you are, and you'll be fine. You'll know. Don't worry. All right, guys, we're going to wrap things up. Post show is literally going to be no longer than like a minute because I'm going to get going.
Sweet.
But
thanks, guys.
Thank you for watching us. We'll see you next week where Ethys joins us again to talk about the live letter and other stuff that's happening, including some feast changes, whatever's happening. And Sly's a bitch. Anyway, let's move on.